Hi, CMattDye here. Thanks for stopping by and checking out today's video. Today we're talking about the project Forgotten. Now Forgotten, I did a spaces with them on Friday. The audio was not that great in the beginning, but it was over 2 hours and I really wanted to make a shorter video on the project. I didn't really know much about them except that they created Trading Tent prior to the interview. I jumped into their Discord a few days prior and they have a great community over there. The team is really nice people, very creative. So I do enjoy environments like that. So I want to do a little bit of a video. First of all, they do a lot of games. And for example, if I turn this title over, you can see they have QR codes. That's a little hint to the beginning of a game that they are actually doing right now, which is very, very cool. So let's get into the actual project. We're going to talk about some things that they're doing and then what they're doing going forward. So let's get into it. So first of all, they have under 3,000 NFTs at the moment. They 200 first kids. This was their first mint. So you had 200 here. You have 2,000 episode 1 kids of the forest. And with episode 1, they started coming out with some extra pieces as well. You know, you had the missing cleric, the forgotten factory, missing antennas, the care package, the collector, you know, various stuff like that. But this was the main collection. And then you have Beyond the Forest episode 2. This was the pre-sale of 703 items. The rest of this is going to go on sale March the 15th. So that's very interesting. They're doing a whitelist for that. And this is their main collection. They have secondary collections, which would be the Lost Files, for example. You have the Lab. And I think this was a collab with Yumi Universe and maybe a couple other projects. And then you had Buru Cats, which is also interesting. This was part of the Forgotten Factory of Season 1 or Episode 1. So that is what they look like. Now what they're going to do, and I think it's going to start with only Episode 2, but then it's going to go into the first 200 and Episode 1 as well, is you see all the various traits of the characters here. You will be able to swap traits, and I'm not sure the actual process to do this. I believe that you're probably going to have to get the traits as either a reward or buy them, but you'll be able to take this mask. Let's say you love this head but you don't like the mask. Well, you buy this character, you take the mask off, maybe you get a cowboy hat, put on you know, maybe you don't like this shirt right here, you get some overalls and you customize your character. I think that's going to be very cool and it's going to be a lot of fun. The team behind this is all about fun, all about building stuff, all about, you know, really just making the community fun. You saw that hint of the game that I showed. It's a little bit of a, I guess, a treasure hunt, for lack of a better word. And you can just go and find stuff, and they're doing really fun stuff for the community. Just from holding, you're going to get a monthly reward, and I wanted to show this on their Discord real quick. So this started not that long ago. This is in October here. They talked about it. You have a vending machine, how to claim your rewards, how to pay for your rewards. And this is the first reward. They did backpacks. They talked about squads. If you hold more than 25 kids, you get every version of the backpack because there were 6 different rarities. If you hold 1 squad, then you get 2. No squad, you only get 1. And then the first 200 kids, they talked about that. Forgotten Chronicles. And this was a description of a short comic book. And that's what they're wanting to do. They're wanting to make it fun. They're wanting to show comic books. And eventually, they want to have user incentivized collection. So maybe we get to decide on the traits, something like that. It was pretty cool. They had the Lost Drawings, which was a November reward. and a perseverance badge. So they do a lot of cool stuff like that, and I do enjoy that. Now, at the beginning of this video, I talked about the only thing I knew about them prior to last week was that they made Trading Tent. Now, Trading Tent is a service where you can trade NFTs. You can, buy an NFT off somebody. Let's say you talk to somebody, I'll buy your NFT for 300 ADA. You can buy it through Trading Tent if you want. If you don't want to use a secondary like JPEG store. But the main thing is you can trade NFTs for NFTs. So if you meet somebody and you're like, hey, I really like your NFT, would you want to trade? I have some NFTs I can trade you, and if you guys decide, you can click on here, start trading. In the beginning of my crypto journey, so this was around 2021 and then into 2022, I would use Discord escrow. So Claymates, there was a couple other Discords that did it, and you had to be very proactive. So whenever you went into a trade, you had to look at the name of the person, look at the number behind that name, and look at to see if they were an actual moderator or team member, whatever they were, just to make sure they were right. And then you had to look at the policy ID of the NFT you were getting, just to be safe. A lot of people got ripped off on that because it's difficult to really make that safe. You have to go through all these hurdles, just like I talked about what I did, just paying attention to everything. Well, on Trading Tent, I still look at the policy ID of the NFT, but I'm very safe with the other party. Why? Because when you click on here, you have a tent that has an ID that you have to have that ID to get into it. And then you can also do a password, where if you do a password, the only person that knows the password is the one that made it. And then if they give it to somebody, they can come in and make a trade. So I always look at the policy ID just in case. That's just what I am. I'm kind of a risk manager at heart, so that's what I do. But Trading Tent is a really good platform. They just redid this site not that long ago. Really professional looking. I like it, and it just looks really, really good. Of course, if you own a Forgotten, you get 50% off the trading fees, which really aren't that much. If you're trading an NFT for an NFT, or 10 NFTs for one NFT, whatever, it's 5 ADA per person. And then if you're actually buying an NFT with ADA, it can vary just because you have the royalty for the project, so that's kind of normal. But what Forgotten is doing with this, so they have this trading site right here. They're putting it in other projects, and right now they're doing it for free for collab projects. In the future, who knows what it's going to be. But for example, they're doing it with Yumi Universe. So if they're putting this API into their marketplace, so you'll be able to trade items inside the game, and you'll be able to do it inside the game. You don't have to come out to a secondary site. This will be in their project, and they're starting to do that, which I think is going to be very, very cool. The only thing that they'll have to pay is the minimum fee, which is normal, but you're able to trade whatever you want inside the game, and they're putting this inside other marketplaces as well, which I really do like that. And that gives a little bit of extra income to the project, because these guys are building some really cool things. If we look at the Lost Files, so this was a collab through BuffyBot. Some drawings here, some different trophies here. This was with Mandrills. And if we scroll down, so here's a comic. Here's a version of that, the Forgotten Chronicles. That's pretty cool. Some more drawings. Another comic. So you have a lot of fun stuff. So them, making a comic book, I like that a lot. Here's another one. I like this one even better. It's, but it's just fun. You have these guys that are pretty fun. Like the head looks like a pumpkin a little bit. And then you have the lab, which is nice. The only ones that they're going to have customized is episode 2, just to reiterate, episode 1, and the first 200. And you're going to be able to swap whatever traits that you want. And if whenever you swap the traits, whenever you go to sell that one, you're selling your customized version. And the other person that gets your customized version, they can customize it as well. So it brings a new level of fun, I think. And the team behind this, I'm really excited about them actually, because they are builders. They're very creative. I talked to Sampo mostly, and he's living in Berlin right now, which is a huge art culture. Like Berlin has, you know, just a lot of artists there, and he's no exception. And you know, I really do have a lot of faith in this team now after speaking with him. So if you're interested in this project, you know, I encourage you to get in, check it out, ask questions in their Discord. I'm going to link their Discord below, their Twitter. I'm going to link the spaces as well, but you know, my apologies for the audio. This was my second space I ever did, and now I'm realizing that if the audio is a little bit difficult for me, it's amplified for the user. I didn't know that, but you know, we all learn, and that's how we grow as people. So if you're interested in this project, go in their Discord, ask questions. They are minting the rest of episode 2 on March the 15th. So if you're interested in a whitelist, now's a great time to inquire. So with that, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you around the crypto markets. Take care.